What's up, you guys? Back here with a new video, and I'm here to give my thoughts and breakdown post-fight of Pacquiao versus Ugas. Yeah, you know what it is. You know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. Pacquiao versus Ugas was a great fight, great card all around between the fights that they had on the pay-per-view card. Yeah, Pacquiao versus Ugas was just as I expected. Ugas with a beautiful jab, man. And that definitely kept Manny at bay with most of his attacks that he had going on. Uh, Manny Pacquiao, had his flurries that he always does when he's in that ring. Ugas just was the better man tonight and clearly won and retained his title that he was elevated to. Ugas, man, the jab, man, that jab played to every part that he had on winning this fight. Between his jab and his body work, and just opening up when it was safe to do so, I would say. I mean, they exchanged pretty well between the two, but Ugas definitely had the better timing over Pacquiao. Pacquiao was having a hard time trying to get around Ugas' jab. And I feel like it's hard to get around his jab just because he throws more than just one. And then sometimes he throw a double jab. It'll be like either across to the head or across to the body. It was just, he did a really good job on keeping Manny Pacquiao at bay with the jab. Pacquiao, like I said, had his moments of flurry. A lot of flurry. Pacquiao got shots in himself. Pacquiao started off in the fight really, really strong. Ugas came back in the second half of the fight and came back and won the fight and made the gap and the margin between the two even more within the second half of the fight compared to the first half. The first half was pretty competitive. I had Pacquiao winning a couple of the beginning rounds, and then from there on out, it was all Ugas. It was a great showing between the two men. I think the way Pacquiao looked tonight, if he would have fought against Errol Spence Jr., I think Errol Spence Jr. would have definitely won either by decision or by knockout. Because I think Errol Spence would have definitely timed his cross. It's hard when you fight Manny Pacquiao. I mean, his speed is just is crazy. Is for a 42-year-old man, it is insane that he's still able to move and bounce around the way he does. I think it's fantastic. For his age, I think it really is. I just think that Errol Spence would have been the better fighter if they would have fought. Ugas, his game plan today, or tonight I should say, was his jab and coming back after Manny Pacquiao's flurries. And that played a big key too. Landed after Pacquiao threw his 4 to 6 punches that he throws when he does his furies blitzing in. For Pacquiao, it was very hard for him to make the adjustments that he needed to make within that fight for him to get the W against Ugas. I think, Pacquiao just had a hard time adjusting. And I think having the time away, I should say, away from the sport for a little bit, doing what he does. He's the senator of the Philippines. So he has a lot of stuff going on for him outside of boxing. He doesn't really need to box anymore. He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. Ugas was the better man tonight, and he won. Now, him versus Errol Spence Jr., that would be a fantastic fight whenever Errol Spence ends up healing up from his surgery, from his torn retina that he had. I think if Errol Spence was to come back, he came back from the car accident. I'm not going to doubt him when he comes back after this. He came back and beat a really good fighter. I believe it was Danny Garcia was the fight that he came back to. And he beat Danny, coming off of this surgery. coming off of the car accident that he had. So anything's possible in the world of boxing. You may never know. I hope that fight is next. I would love to see that fight. If not, maybe him versus somebody else within that division range that's out right now would be interesting. Like I said, you never know. If you like this video, please hit a like and subscribe. If you love the intro, please let me know in the comment section below, because I do. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.